Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What a great pleasure it is to see you all, and I must start by congratulating you all. If any of you have been wrestling with Europe's transport system over the last 24 hours, congratulations on beating the system and getting here. It's a great pleasure for me to be back. Let me begin, well, both of us begin by introducing ourselves to you for this Forum for the Future of Agriculture. I'm Stephen Sacker.
And I'm Rose O'Donovan, Editor-in-Chief of the Brussels-based publication AgriFacts. Good to be back.
And you probably now regard us both as familiar faces. We were both here last year. We enjoyed it so much we demanded to come back this year. Now, my main claim to fame for doing this, beyond the fact that I present the Hard Talk show on the BBC and therefore I'm pretty used to asking questions, sometimes nasty, difficult questions, my other claim to fame is that I was raised on a farm. I'm a farmer's boy, very proud of that, and so agriculture is very close to my heart. Now, the theme for this year's Forum for the Future of Agriculture is put simply in 3 words: fixing tomorrow today. And I think in the title that we've come up with, there is a sense of urgency, because if we think about it, the last 3 years have presented a series of unprecedented challenges to food production, to agriculture. Think about it. We've had the pandemic, everything that brought with it in terms of supply chains, economic disruption. Farmers proved themselves to be very resilient coping with that, but nonetheless, the legacy of COVID continues. Then there's the fallout from the terrible Russian aggression in Ukraine, the war in Ukraine, the impact that has had on global food security. And then we see, partly as a result of the things I've just mentioned, we see massive food price inflation across Europe. I woke up this morning to the news back home in the UK of fresh food prices over the last 12 months going up 17%. So we live in a very difficult and challenging environment for food production and indeed for food consumers. And given all of that, how is the European Union going to deliver on its Green Deal and its farm to fork strategy? That, ladies and gentlemen, is in essence what we're going to be wrestling with today.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Stephen. Over to me. It's great to be back here at the Forum for the Future of Agriculture. 2nd year in a row, next year good self, so I must have done something right last year. Just for the record as well, I'd like to clarify that I'm a farmer's daughter, as we said last year, from the southwest coast of Ireland. So Stephen said the theme of this gathering is fixing tomorrow today. And I think you would agree it's particularly relevant and timely given the many challenges facing agriculture, the environment and our food production system at the moment. Now, we have a very wide and varied agenda during the course of the day, so I'm just going to go through some housekeeping announcements before we kick off proceedings. We're going to make this forum as interactive as possible, and there will be an opportunity later on for participants to ask questions. We have roving microphones available in the audience here at the square. And for those of you joining us online, a very warm welcome to you also on the web streaming platform. You can actually send in your questions to us in English, and they will appear right in front of us on the screen. As you may have seen entering the auditorium, this year we have a great team of visualizers, and we'll present the result of their creative endeavors at the end of the day. But you too here in the square can also participate. There are boards set up in the foyer with some specific questions, so feel free to answer them. For those of you following us online, you can also take part by downloading some of the drawings. Feel free to work on them, either alone or with your kids, or indeed other colleagues if it's a quiet morning at the office, and send them back to us here. As I say, all will be revealed at the end of the forum. You can, of course, follow the forum on Twitter at ForumforAg. If you do tweet something, be sure to mention #ForumforAg. I'd also take this opportunity to ask those of you in the square to mute your mobile phones. I look forward to guiding some of the panel discussions during the course of the day. But for now, I leave you in the very capable hands of my co-host, Stephen. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Rose, and you'll be seeing lots more of Rose through the course of the day.